Here's up, guys. Let's go over the filter section. Now this is the kind of the bread and butter of any synthesizer, and they've modeled these quite well. So this is the ladder filter. It's based off the Moge, and we'll just take a listen to what it sounds like with basically nothing going into it. You'll see some little funky things going on there. And yeah, I just wanted to let you know that it does self-oscillate, and that's when, you know, the feedback kind of produces a sine wave with a lot of resonance. Emphasis means resonance. There's a really neat kind of character that this filter does, and we'll get into that later. So let's start out with yeah, we'll do sine or noise. So noise, that is noise. It's just all frequencies at once, so we can really see what's going on here. So there's two modes, 12 and 24 dB. So two modes of a low pass filter, 12 decibels per octave and 24 decibels per octave. 12 decibels per octave is a gentler kind of roll off, and 24 is more aggressive. It just depends on how much you want to attenuate. There's emphasis, which boosts the section where the cutoff point is. You see that little boost there? This filter is very unique because it has like 3 points of resonance, which is interesting. That's from the self-oscillation. Got some really interesting upper harmonics from using this filter. It is a Moge filter, so let's use a saw wave. Right, we can attach, you know, an envelope to have it swell. We'll get into envelopes later. I just want to show you. We can do our LFO. Which is pretty fun. We'll take that off. So no modulation. There's keyboard tracking. The filter will actually open the more you go up in your keyboard. So it's keyboard tracking. We can turn that off. So it still stays the same, and that's a good way to kind of open up the filter as you go up, so you don't lose harmonic content as you move up in pitch. Another cool thing is you can modulate your oscillator with Oscillator 1, so we'll do that. Oscillator 1, this guy, is modulating itself, which is interesting. So you get a bit of dirt as opposed to no dirt, right? And that's how you dirty it up. It sounds more apparent on other filters, which we'll get into. So next is the Cascade. Now this is more of a Juno or Jupiter, Alpha Juno, whatchamacallit. It's still only a low pass filter, and you select it's either 24 dB per octave, or if you turn the slide, it's 12 dB per octave. There's a rough or clean version. It does different. It has a different character, and you can again modulate it. This has a different, it doesn't self-oscillate. And the resonance is pretty gentle. And yeah, still keyboard tracking and all that fun stuff like before. Multimode is low pass, high pass, and band pass. There's two versions, LP4 and LP2. So LP4 is 24 dB per octave, and this is 12 dB per octave. And there's, of course, high pass. This filter is a little bit, the resonance is a little more aggressive. Very 80s-like, and you can have 2 modulation sources. So you can have an envelope adjusting the cutoff, and then another LFO adjusting the cutoff. And of course there's band pass, which is taking a band. It's like a high pass and a low pass put together. They're very retro style filters. We have our Byte filter, which is based off the MS-20. There's 2 versions. Now this filter, it distorts. It's very aggressive and very bitey. This is where the FM really takes off. We have keyboard tracking, of course, and our peak. And there's 2 revisions, so one's a little bit more gentle than the other. It really depends on what you're into, and I believe this is 24 dB per octave. Again, based off the MS-20. And this is the UB. This is a state variable filter. It's a little bit more unique. Not too familiar with it. Based off an Oberheim. I can't pronounce it. 2 modulation sources for the cutoff. See the resonance. And the cutoff sounds completely different. And the morph is a band reject or band pass. So we'll see what that sounds like right now. It's very interesting. So you can completely shape your sound and sound very unique. It's also modulation. Really adds a flavor, or a different flavor to it. So yeah, there's all sorts of modes, and you can drive them, and they all have a different characteristic when you drive them. That sounds completely aggressive. So yeah, that's the filter section. We're gonna get into that a little bit more later, but yeah, hope you enjoyed. We'll be back.